Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. This is the final episode of WWE 2k16 Universe Mode before Survivor Series, and we're here with this week's NXT. And we are bouncing back from a big week last week, and we continue on with our big matches this week. We have Dana Brooke going one-on-one with Peyton Royce. We are on the lookout for the next contender for the women's title. Billie Kay goes one-on-one with Carmella. Two of our top women here as well. We also have a debut this week. It is TM61, or formerly known as TMDK, making their debut against the Hype Bros in tag team action. Baron Corbin goes one-on-one with Eric Young, two men who, well, they believe they missed out on being a #1 contender opportunity last week. They're not exactly thrilled. And speaking of #1 contender, tonight we crown the #1 contender for the NXT Championship, Austin Aries versus Hideo Itami. The winner will meet Bobby Roode down the line for the NXT Championship. Down the bottom as well, you'll also see the times that Survivor Series will be airing, so make sure you are ready for Survivor Series Live. More about that later. Peyton Royce gets the victory over Dana Brooke. Carmella gets the win over Billie Kay. Couple of big victories there. Corbin versus Young. Baron Corbin gets a much needed victory. We'll go ahead and see the debut of TM61. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It is the debut of TM61. And like I said, formerly known as TMDK, the Mighty Don't Kneel. They're in action here tonight at NXT, making their debut. A big opportunity for them. It is Nick Miller and Shane Thorne. Now, before you guys get angry at me in the comments below, I did search online, and this was the best I got. There was no real TM61 version that was any good, just TMDK. So I apologize before you guys get angry at me, but they are TM61. The search function for the PS4 is absolutely broken, so it's very difficult right now to find creative wrestlers, but we will find one definitely in the future that is better. Anyways, we have the Hype Bros, Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. Well, we haven't seen too much of these guys team up, and tonight we get a chance to see them showcased, and a win here tonight will throw them right in the tag team title mix. As we know, Gargano and Ciampa are our tag team champions, and we are certainly on the lookout for another team to emerge as potential contenders going forward. So it is going to be Nick Miller starting us off here tonight, and this should be a good contest. The Hype Bros are good, we know that, but are they as good as TM61, who obviously big night for them, a debut match for them. They'll be very excited, and that's where the pressure will come along, and the experience of Zack Ryder could certainly prevail here. Has an opportunity to knock off these upstarts and get an opportunity to kind of further grow his career as a tag team competitor. As we know, he's been on Raw competing as a singles competitor, and he's had his fair opportunities as a tag team competitor in the past as well without too much luck. So he's kind of stepped back here at NXT, look for a bit of a fresh start. He's got that with the Hype Bros. So far, so good from them. Without really being great, they've been okay at best, but they're hanging in there, and tonight a big opportunity for them. So here we go. It is going to be Shane Thorne, and look out, slamming down Zack Ryder there, and you're going to roll him over as well and grab the arm and continue the pressure on. So you guys, if you're not aware, Survivor Series will be live on BrendenPlayz this Saturday, 2 PM Eastern Standard Time, also at 7 PM UK time as well, and 11 AM PST. So this is going to be a big pay-per-view. It is one of our big 4 of the year, and trust me, Survivor Series, for me, is a big pay-per-view. I always love Survivor Series, so it should be a big one. Hopefully, guys, you will enjoy it. It will be available on YouTube and Twitch live, but also on YouTube after the event is done. There will be a pre-show as well. I think my rough estimate, it will be about 40 minutes before Survivor Series goes live. So the pre-show will, of course, be available as well to view on YouTube, so make sure you do view that. And it will be The Miz and Damien Sandow competing in a last man standing match on the pre-show. Right now, it is Shane Thorne looking to continue his work here on Zack Ryder. Ryder shrugs him off and brings in his tag team partner, Mojo Rawley. So for Zack Ryder, this is obviously a fresh start for him, but Mojo Rawley a former NFL footballer, and coming here to NXT to showcase what he can do and his skills. He's a big man, and he can be very, very lethal in that ring. He hasn't really had a chance to prove too much to us thus far, and he and Zack Ryder haven't had that many opportunities as a tag team, so that's where the experience will come into play as a tag team, not so much experience as a team, whereas TM61 have been a team for quite some time, and they will certainly be very, very tough to beat. Look out. Bending the arm back there on Rawley. And Thorne getting himself going here, and some confidence is starting to creep into his game. You can feel it. He's certainly feeling very confident right now. Look out, the submission as well. Mojo Rawley might be about to tap out. Zack Ryder not willing to get in the ring. And the referee tells him to break the hold. And he does. Well, a tag has been made. And there's a drop kick, standing drop kick there by Rawley. So nicely executed there by Mojo. This is a chance for Mojo to really step out and kind of show us what he can do as an NXT competitor. We obviously haven't seen too much of him, so not exactly too much. Well, you know, I'm going to use one of his words. There's not too much hype around the Hype Bros. Let's be honest, there's not really much at all, because they haven't really shown us what they can do. And they can start to build a bit of hype here with a victory tonight, as will TM61 if they get a victory. Another tag will be made, and comes Thorne again. And look out. Shot to the back there of Rawley. He's trying to shrug him off. He will do so successfully. And now again, he's trouble. Rawley going to be picked up. Up on the shoulders. And planted face first. Uh-oh, this is real trouble now. That face buster. Right on the face, on the gut of Rawley. He's not in a good situation. And now just going to work his way on the traps there and continue the pressure on Mojo Rawley. So Gargano and Ciampa have won the tag titles, and American Alpha will be looking to try and win them back, we assume. We're not exactly 100% sure what our GM Shawn Michaels has in store for us as a near fall there, the counter 2. But we definitely are under the assumption right now that they will be challenging for the tag team titles in the future. But if the American Alpha are unsuccessful, that will obviously lead to, well, a new door opening for one of our tag teams here in NXT. Look out! Spinning down and planting him! Chance now to pin him and beat him right here! Zack Ryder gets there though. And the excitement needs to drop down a little bit. And the hype has been crushed there by Zack. And Rawley stays in it. A shot there with the elbow. Onto Thorne, who's looking pretty good right now against Rawley. Zack Ryder might need to try and get a tag ASAP. The more experienced man has a spine buster. Bone-rattling spine buster. Now heading to the top of the rope. This Australian tag team showing us what they can do here with a frog splash off the top of the rope. A chance now to put him away. But he's going to get him back to his feet, but he's going to pay the price for the back body drop. Rawley needs the tag, gets the tag. Very, very important that he got that there. Now Broski, Zack Ryder back in here. And a knee right there to Thorne, who might need a tag himself here. Despite having a pretty successful opening stint here. The tide's starting to turn a little bit on him. Zack with a shot to the corner there. But Thorne going to counter, and again, shuts down the offense here by Ryder against the ropes. Look out! Big kick to the head! Zack Ryder's down, and the tag is made, and in comes Miller. Now, what can Nick Miller do? Going to bring Zack in the corner. Again, you see Rawley just struggling a little bit there on the ropes. I don't think he's going to have too much part to play in this one, at least not for the time being. As now Zack up on top. Zack Ryder now showcasing his athleticism. Chopping the leg off the top of the rope. Now Rawley enters this one. Back in it. Now can he get himself going here? Can he get some of that hype that he's been searching for? Kick to the gut. Look out. Uh-oh, a curb stop. Well, what about that? Stopping Rawley's face right into the mat. Now got to follow it up with a spinning sit-out powerbomb. And he still had the legs in position for the cover. That would have been deadly. But Rawley, thanks to the rope, stays in it. Launches himself. at Miller. And can't quite get it, the count of two. These two teams fighting for survival here. Snapping the head back and forth there to Rawley, who's been cut open as well after the curb stomp. Right it back in. These two teams are just trying to establish themselves here at NXT. And so far, TM61, probably more pressure on them at the moment. Their debut match, they need a strong debut or need a strong start. The Hype Bros haven't really had too many wins either. They need a big performance here. Ryder's got Miller up, and he manages to pick him up, showcasing some of his strength. And the shoulders and the head going dangerously into the mat. Now Ryder, can he put him away here? No, a count of two. This one stays alive. Zack Ryder hasn't had much luck at all at really winning many matches. He's kind of been struggling lately on the main roster. This is why NXT is so pivotal for him. He needs a fresh start. He wants Miller to get back to his feet, but Miller's nowhere to be found. Miller's not going to get up. Zack was setting him up, and he's not going to get it. What he was looking for, it's not going to happen. Now, single leg takedown, spinning him off of his feet. The tag will be made. That's a big tag. Dawn back in. Ryder in some trouble. And now, look out. He's got him up. And again, he's got it. Zack Ryder's down. Zack Ryder in major trouble here. Standing moonsault. Dawn to beat Ryder here at NXT. No, a kick out at the count of two again. Rawley pretty confident in the broski that he was going to kick out. And Zack Ryder keeps this one alive, but for how much longer? Can he keep this one going, or is this going to be the beginning of the end? Dawn setting him up for one more big move. We might be about to see it. Picks him up. Oh, yes! Spins him around and absolutely falls him right into the mat. Miller's there, and he's going to get it all right. Well, what about that? TM61 make their debut. It's successful, beating a good team of the Hype Bros. And unfortunately for the Hype Bros, they're just falling further and further behind in this tag team division. TM61, a much needed victory. Now can they convert this into some momentum and potentially a title shot down the line? They are here, but they got some work to do. There's no doubt about that. But certainly impressive tonight. You cannot deny that. The Hype Bros, just not good enough at the end of the day. But TM61, a lot of hype around them. No pun intended, but they've certainly been very, very good. And they've lived up to it now. Well, Gargano, Ciampa, look out. We might be having a new tag team in the tag team title mix down the line. Certainly with plenty of opportunities right now in the tag team division. Some of the teams such as the Revival, the Vaudevillains, American Alpha, all losing recently. They need to kind of get some wins going. And if TM61 can get enough victories over the right teams, well, who knows where they'll end up. Who knows if they'll be in the tag team title picture down the line. It's certainly very, very possible. And I certainly wouldn't write it off. I think it's very, very possible that they could be a contender one day. And that was the finish of this one. What they did there as well, he didn't exactly connect with Rawley, but Rawley wasn't exactly rushing or hurrying to get in there to make the save, was he? He was just a little bit sluggish, a little slow, and there was a good reason for that because he went through a pretty tough time earlier on. So a good victory here tonight, and TM61 or TMDK, whatever you want to call them, they are here, they've arrived, and they start off with a big win. And tonight we crown the next contender for Bobby Roode's, the glorious one, Bobby Roode's NXT Championship. And we do so via a match between the greatest man to ever live. This man, Austin Aries, who will take on Hideo Itami tonight. Aries, an impressive victory last week. You cannot deny that he was very, very good. And he needs to continue that run of form. He had a great victory over Ibushi. Now he has a chance to continue that and defeat a man who has beaten Ibushi before, which may play on the mind of Aries. We'll talk more of that in a moment, but Austin Aries, a win over Ibushi last week, gets himself in a position to finally become #1 contender, something that he's been wanting to be for quite some time. Ever since arriving at NXT, he feels as though he deserves to be the top contender. Tonight, he gets his chance to prove that. His opponent, a man who's been at the top here in NXT in the past, who's fallen off a little bit in recent times, but looks as though he's getting very, very close to reclaiming his position. It's Hideo Itami versus Austin Aries. Hideo Itami last week, impressive against Andrade Cien Almas. Obviously, a bit of a controversial ending to that one where Ricochet came out to, well, I wouldn't say give the assist to Itami, but at least hinder Almas' chance for a victory. Hideo Itami happily went in there to, well, basically take advantage of it. I can't see why not. And he used it to his advantage and hit the GTS and picked up the win. So now Itami can now capitalize off his recent run of momentum, something that Aries is trying to do as well. Itami beat Ibushi. Now Almas, two of the top tier contenders here in NXT. Now one man stands in his way. It's Austin Aries. Aries versus Itami. We're underway right now. And Itami at TakeOver, he was the surprise opponent for Kota Ibushi. And Itami beat Ibushi, kind of spoiling, I guess, the party for Ibushi, who was looking for a big start to his NXT career. And didn't happen for him last week either. Ibushi's had a bit of a tough run since earning the contract against Zack Sabre Jr. And Itami added to his Warriors via a win last week. So now things are certainly looking up for Hideo Itami. And there's not exactly too many top tier names standing in his way. We know Samoa Joe and AJ Styles have now moved up to the main roster. And that means 2 spots are now open. Apollo Crews, his future is unknown. We're not sure where he's going to be at the moment. He hasn't signed a contract with RAW SmackDown yet, but there is some reports that he's currently expressed his opinions and he would like to move up to the main roster sometime soon. So there's a potential that he could be going up. But if not, well, at least for the time being, he's out of the title picture. So even if he's not going up and staying here at NXT, well, he won't be in the title mix anytime soon. And that's because Bobby Roode's already knocked him off and, well, he had his opportunities in the past for the title. He's missed out. Now Itami and Aries can take advantage of that and they can slide themselves into the title mix and get themselves one step closer to that NXT Championship, something they both have yet to win. We've only had 2 NXT champions in the history of NXT. That is AJ Styles and now Bobby Roode. And Roode, I mean, he was pretty glorious, let's be honest. And that's right, the pun was intended, but he was pretty glorious at TakeOver, getting the win over Styles. Obviously, pretty controversial situation there as well, with Finn Balor coming out and Bobby Roode taking advantage of that situation. So, yes, a bit of controversy, perhaps a bit of an asterisk on that victory for Bobby Roode, but I still think that many of us believe he does deserve to be champion at this point. He is impressive, he is good enough. But hey, coming up against one of these 2 guys and beating them will certainly solidify himself as a top-tier contender. There's no secret that both Itami and Aries weren't exactly thrilled that Bobby Roode debuted, and then 2 weeks later, he had a title match. All Roode had to do was come out and beat up the champion. That's exactly what he did, and it earned him a title match. So I guess the aggressive nature of Bobby Roode was rewarded, whereas Itami and Aries have been willing to stand back and wait for their opportunities. Now they finally get a chance to step up, and which one of them will take that shot? Will take that chance and will earn that title match. Right now, Itami looking to put Aries away, pressing down on top, and now he's going to get a kick out of 2, though, as Aries still in this matchup. Back to his feet now, Itami, look out, trying to scoop him up and slam him down. Aries, though, from behind, hits the German. The suplex there by Aries, now going to roll him over. Yes, he's going to try and put him away here, hooks that leg. Trying to put a bit of pressure there on Itami, who comfortably kicks out at 1. But I think that was a bit of a mind game there by Aries, just trying to sustain the pressure, sustain the momentum. Attempted drop kick, Itami out of the way. Now Itami has Aries up, look out. And a powerbomb of his own, sitting down with the powerbomb. And shrugs off Aries. I think he probably could have held on to the legs there and tried to go for the cover, but instead decided to get back to his feet and continue the offense. Perhaps he knew that that's not going to be enough to beat a superstar of the caliber of Austin Aries. And that's fair enough. You have to respect that from Itami. He knows what he's in the ring with. And now, Itami's in the middle of the ring. Aries Grabs that arm. He's going to pull it back. And Aries bridges over. And the submission on now on Hideo Itami. Austin Aries can't quite get it. Can't quite hold on to the submission. Can't bring about a submission victory. A DDT there as well by Aries. But a close call there by Austin Aries on a Hideo Itami. Aries now has Itami against the ropes. Uh-oh. Trouble now for Itami. Toss through. Itami near the announce table now. Austin Aries lining him up. Austin Aries, what's he thinking about doing? Aries, look out. Yes, flies through the ropes and connects there on Hideo Itami. And Itami is out. Aries, if he can get him in the ring, it's going to be over. Oh no, he tried to be a little bit too cute, tried to go for a little bit more, and he bit off more than he can chew, and Itami now is back with it and back in control. Aries, all he had to do was get Itami in the middle of the ring, maybe try for one more big move, maybe not even have to do that, just get him back in the middle of the ring and try for the cover. He may have had the 3 count, but instead he decided to try a little bit more, and Itami was up to the task and managed to find a way to fight through it. Itami now back in a bad situation. This time he's on top of the rope, sitting up there. And that's a high up, risky place to be. Itami, there you go! Kicks like Aries now. Flying off the top with that kick. And wants Aries to get back to his feet. Trouble now for Austin Aries. Has Aries in the corner though. Hideo Itami. What has he got planned now for Austin Aries? Oh boy. I thought he might be lining him up for a big kick or a knee or some sort, but he decided against it. I'm not sure what his thinking was, but I guess he second-guessed himself, went for nothing in the end. Aries back to his feet, looking to try and fight his way through this tough period of this matchup, where Hideo Itami's just trying to really just scrape his way through. He's just kind of scrapping right now with Austin Aries, and both men are desperately scrambling here to try and get some kind of offense going. It's been back and forth. One man is trying to hold the advantage, but it's not happening. Itami countering Aries there. Aries now from behind, looks out, turns him around again. Now picks him up, scoop slams him down, grabs the leg of Itami, and trouble here. No, a near fall the counter too. That was close, a close call there, but still this one stays alive. Aries can't quite put him away as he sends him down. Picks Itami up by the head. And now Itami countering with the right hand. That big punch right to the face. Now going to convert it with a snapmare takedown to the side headlock. And perhaps try to slow things down and think about what he's going to do next to beat Austin Aries here. A huge match for Itami. He's had title shots in the past. Many believe that he may never be an NXT champion because of that fact. He's had his chances, he's missed out. He's got one more big shot here tonight to get another chance. Could this be his last hope, his last chance at an NXT title before it's too late? Austin Aries hitting the suplex, trying to get ahead here of Itami, trying to leapfrog him in the standings here on NXT. Hooks that leg, can't quite get it a kick out of 2. Aries now with a drop kick to the back. This has been good from Aries. He's in control. And Aries has to finish Itami off. Aries now using the ropes. Gains a bit of speed. And hits the enziguri there on Itami, who was on his knees. Easy pickings for Austin Aries. Itami now has Aries up. Uh-oh, look out! GTS! Go to sleep! Where did that come from? Aries may be out. No, the shoulder is up, and I thought for a moment that this was going to be all over. Somehow, some way, Austin Aries gets the shoulder up, keeps this one going. Hideo Itami's best maneuver. Can't get him the win. Aries is better than that. And Itami is quickly learning that fact. Aries in the corner. Itami. Oh boy. Gonna go up the top of the rope. Uh-oh, look out, Aries. Double stop to the chest there by Itami. But can't quite get to the cover, I don't think. Thought about perhaps flying over the top again. Decided against it. Aries now getting back to his feet. What is Itami thinking? Continues those strikes. Aries, though, has Itami up. Oh! Well, hang on a minute. Was that a GTS? I think the knee went into the face of Itami. Austin Aries using Itami's own move. Now, the 450 splash. Good night. The referee can count all day. It's over. Austin Aries gets the win. And what a win it was. A bit of a statement to Itami as well. We think the knee hit the head of Itami there. Normally, perhaps the boot would connect. But I think it was the knee. Adding insult to injury. Itami thought he had Aries tonight. He came so close. But Aries, well, the double punch at the end, putting Itami away. Perfect position for the 450. Itami was good, but Aries was just simply better. That's why they call him the greatest man to ever live. He'll have a chance to prove that going forward, where he will meet a familiar opponent, a man that he's met many times throughout his career elsewhere, but for the first time here at NXT. Aries versus Roode. What a match that is going to be. And there it was. Well, it looked like the knee connected, maybe the shin, but certainly did the damage. The 450 came afterwards, and that put Hideo Itami away. Oh, look out. Bobby Roode. Here comes the champion. Aries not afraid of Bobby Roode. And both men talking some smack to one another. Bobby Roode and Austin Aries, they will meet down the line, but maybe we'll see them come face to face right now. Roode getting in the ring. Is he going to get in there with Austin Aries, the champion? No, he doesn't want anything to do with Aries tonight. No, thank you, says Bobby Roode. And the champion will wait another day. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us again for WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. If you enjoyed, please smash the like button for us. This is the final episode before Survivor Series, which is coming up next. Make sure you do not miss it. It will be live on BrendenPlayz. Check out the website, BrendenPlayz.com, for all of the times there and a countdown timer to when you will know when the pay-per-view goes live. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And I will see you all next video.